Hi, it's Jez from Nigezza Creates, and I'm gathered all my junk. So we're going to do a series over on junk journaling for everyone, putting the junk back into junk journals. And so we gave group members a warning that this would be happening. So, and we were saying that over Christmas you might get some really nice little bits and pieces, like all of this lovely bits and pieces, packaging, and to save them, because we'll be using them through January and into February. So that's what I did. So lots and lots of packaging, some nice good quality card from some boxes. I got this, I love it. This had a bottle in it, got my name on it, well, my initial, Jez, and yeah, I really liked it. That's I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. A couple of my things, some people were lazy and left them in the Amazon card, but that's okay. Really liked this paper because it's got foliage on it, loved it, and then the other side just plain brown. So I kept as much of this as possible, and then there was some nice silver stuff. Again, it was brown on the other side. And then this was a present I got for my son. He won a raffle at work, and so it came in this basket. And so his present to me, he literally laid it in there and put the paper on top. It's like, oh, cheers, son, love the effort. He said, well, I thought you'd want the basket, and I wasn't going to wrap that. So yeah, so I've got this nice basket for keeping the rubbish in. He also brought me, he gets this who gives a crap paper, toilet roll. So he gives me the papers, so that's great. So now we're moving on, we're getting a little bit of, so I got this nice tissue in a present, so liked that. Got some of this. I thought, I'm not quite sure what I do with these, but I can use them for sending happy mail out, if nothing else. I have kept all my envelopes from Christmas, and some of them have got some great stamps on them because some of them have come from abroad, so they've got really nice stamps. I got this today. Oh, it's covering my dress up there, but anyway, yeah, I got this today for my mother-in-law. How fantastic is that? So some very old stamps on here. She must have found them in the back of a cupboard, so I'll be using that. I'll show you that in a sec. That's another gift bag, nice brown cardboard. I've got another gift bag somewhere, but I don't know where I've put it. But I do. Oh, it's there. It's there with your Christmas presents in there. Oh, and I've just ripped it. Blumeneck. So yeah, my mother-in-law got some Christmas presents in this, and I went, oh, I'll have that. I swapped it with one that I didn't want to use, so yeah, that's got some of my Christmas presents in it. Just got it there beside my desk, ready to use. And then this is, oh, there's some lovely paper ribbon on there. That was from a Christmas present, which so I'll reuse that. Some nice gold ribbon, even a little bauble, and then some other ribbons. And then this lot, this is recycled from the dining room. So this was in some Christmas crackers. So I had this little jigsaw. So I quite liked it because they were thin. So I thought, oh, I could use those. Some stickers, I'm not quite sure. I loved this, just a cardboard ruler. And I thought, I'll use that. And then the crackers were bound with paper ribbons. I had everybody untying them. And I thought that is just the right size for putting on a tag. That was on the top of a bottle of wine. I really like that. and that was around it as well. No idea why I kept that. I just did. I just did. That's what you do. So they're going to go in this bag. So I did sort of limit myself. Oh, and a bit of tissue. And, oh, sorry about that. Didn't realise the light was in the way. And then I got this. So this was a present from my sister-in-law. And it's sort of like a travel wallet, which very useful. But all I thought was, oh, that's a journal cover. And I thought this would be really good to take on holiday. I'm always collecting stuff, and I just turn it into like a Midori style with elastic, and so that I can just make a little notebook for every trip, and just hook it in so it's not permanent, and then I can use these pockets for keeping stuff and also put tickets and things in, although mostly nowadays it's all e-tickets, isn't it? But I can collect things. So that's what I thought I'd do. So this week's challenge over on Junk Journey for Everyone was to make a notebook. So that's what I thought I'd do. Use some of this stuff to make myself a little notebook to go around here. So I've now made an utter mess, so I'm just going to clear that up a little bit and then we'll get started. Right, so I've got myself some of this elastic, bought exactly for this purpose, and so I've got two choices. I can do it with holes in, or I could just not actually do anything to the wallet and just tie my elastic around, but then it's going to pull it in a bit. So there's a bit of me that thinks I might put the holes in, and then if I have a hole in the middle and I can put it between the me and the width, that's about the center anyway, and then I can have a closure, which I think would be a good idea. So I need two holes, top and bottom, and one in the middle. So I need a big bite, and this is the reason for buying me big bite, was so that I could get in the center. I've not used it that much, so move it back for the hole, don't I? Yeah. So let's go in, let's move that down the back. So work out, right, I can measure and then I can put it on there. So I might do that. That will help get it in the right place. So I want it to be in the center there. So we're talking 4 inches, because this is about 8 inches, isn't it? It's just shy of 8 inches. But I don't want to, I want to be able to see those words. Not that you really see them when there's a book in it, but when I take it out, I want to be able to see it. So I'm going to move this to 4 inches. Yeah. So then I know I want to pop that in. Yeah, it's going to be in the right place. I might go up a tad. Just a notch. There we go. Went up too far. I moved it in the wrong direction. It's a wonder I can drive a car. There we go. So I'm just going to check that that really is where the center is. I'm just going to pinch that a little bit so I can check on the other side where I'm pinching. Yeah, it is there. My sister-in-law's watching this. Close your eyes. So there we go. That's my wee hole in the middle. Done now. I've done it now. So that's now, I'm going to use my ordinary crocodile, I think, for the top and the bottom, because I can then get my ruler and make sure it's on the same line. So make sure that's straight. I'm going to get this one so that I can put my straight line top and bottom and nowhere it's too flipping wide there, just so that I know it's definitely straight. And then I've got a white marker somewhere. There it is. So that I can mark where to put these other holes. So we're going to go there, I think. And then there. Yeah. That looks about right. So now I can look through here with my glasses and I can see the hole. Let me move the light a little bit over here a bit. That's better. There. What's that? Just have to snip a tad. It's got a couple of layers. It's vegan leather, this, I believe, which is lovely because I am a vegetarian. So I'll send her a picture of what I did with it. I'm sure she'll be happy. There. So now I'm going to get my eyelets to set in there. Could get gold ones to match that, actually, couldn't I? I think I've got some gold coloured ones. Don't tend to use them very much. No, that's silver. I think I had some gold ones. No, that's more silver, Jez. You don't have gold ones. I perhaps do have some somewhere. So I'm not going to use some. I'm going to use my usual gunmetal ones. I've got ones that are slightly thicker, which I'm wondering that I might use for this, because it's thicker than paper and card. And I think I bought these off eBay, and so not my usual eyelet place on Amazon that I go to, and I say they're a bit thicker, so I think these will be better for this project. So stick that through, give it a squeeze. Yep, grand. So this bit isn't working with junk, but it's working with something that was not cheap. But there we go. And then this one we'll need my big bite for. So we'll move the clip up there to set it. And then put this under. And then give it a squeeze. we go. So that's good. I can still read. Take me with you. There we go. So that's fabulous. What I need is something to go around here and tie. That will hold it together. Yeah, so I'll cut that off about there. This needs to go through the middle here. And I need to tie a knot in this side. You know, it'd be easy if you tie the knot before you're sticking it through, Jez. That's a good idea, Jez. Glad you suggested it. That's no problem. I like it when we work together. Oh dear. There we go. I'm hoping this will then make it thick enough to not go through this. No, it will go through. So I double knot it. I've got some little plastic end thing, rubber end thing, silicone even, end things that would probably work, but I never worked out how to do them. I was going to make masks during 2020, and there, that's worked. So that's on it like that. That's cool. That's brilliant. So now I want a length. I've managed to knot it because that's clever, me. There we go. So stick that through there. Do you know, it was a Midori journal that got me into watching junk journals videos and wanting one. So I want it to be quite tight. Yeah, I think we might do that. Cut it off there. And then knot it. This will be the hard bit. It doesn't help for the fact that my fingers are sore. And this is causing me to use quite a bit of pressure. But, you know, no pain, no gain. I've been out for my mile walk. I don't like setting New Year's resolutions. Well, I mean, it's kind of a New Year resolution, more a plan for the future to be like fitter and healthier. And I didn't do it yesterday. It was only the 2nd yesterday. Yeah, did well. So I did quite a lot of walks over Christmas and New Year with different guests that came, and I thought I need to go out every day. Because I work from home, it's very easy to find yourself not going out. And I mean, once a week usually I go to the post office. Once a week we go out to Tai Chi, and we usually 1 or 2 times a week we'll go to the pub. And the rest of the time I could easily not go out. So I thought I need to get walking more, because I found that it was like walking through treacle. It was getting really difficult, and partly that will be my RA, but part of that is just the fact that I was unfit. So I've got my rings set on my phone. So I thought, let's get going. It's only about 3,000 steps that I have to do. It's just about a mile. I thought, well, let's do that, and then we'll get longer and longer. So there we have it. So I didn't do it yesterday because it was raining. I'm a bit of a fair weather walker, but I did manage it today, and it was lovely. But I am a bit tired. So I know miles not very much to some people, but it is to me. So there we go. That is that set up. So now I'm going to do a little journal. So I'm going to have a look, see at how big that is. So between those two ends there, I think we're talking 7 inches. So I think that's the height we're looking at, 7 inches. And the depth, I think if we go 4.5, or if I'm thinking of a piece of A4 folding in half, that will probably be what I want. So I'm going to gather some papers. So behind me, I've got a big basket. I went through my son's stuff that just happened to still be in the house, and he had loads of notebooks, and I thought I can use those. So this is perforated, so this will be slightly less. Now, what I like about this is that even though it's not that old, but we've got discoloration around the edges. So this would have been his from college or even school. He's 25, so you know, if it was college, we're talking 7 years. 7 years of it sitting in a box doing now, really. So that's a bit narrower, but I'm not bothered about. If it was the full A4, it would be longer. So I want a piece of a full A4 so that I can properly measure. So we had a full pad of A4, so that'll be cool. So let's fold that in half. This is kind of what I think I'm going for. So our A4 paper in the UK is 8.25 wide. I know if you're in other parts of the world, you might have 8.5 wide. So this is going to be folded in half to 4 1/8. So it is slightly wider than that. So I think that's what we're looking at. Half an A4 as my minimum. There's 2 sheets in that, didn't realise. And then we're going to cut it down to 7. So I'm going to cut, that's too big a bit there on the top, so we'll cut that off. That's better. And we'll go down to 7. So that is the sizes of my page. Let's see if I've got the right height. Because there's a bit of me thinking it might be a little bit less. I think a smidge under 7 is what we want. A smidge under 7. So we come back. So we go 6 and 7/8 is what I'm doing. Obviously, if you want to do something similar, it'll be whatever height of the thing that you have got. Yeah, that seems perfect to me. Yeah. that is what we're going to do. I'm just going to do this little one. Because it's there. And then what I'll do is I'll go through some of that packaging, maybe some of those envelopes as well. Yeah. Because I do want lined paper in here, but I want other things as well. So, and I might use some of that nice packaging paper. So I'm going to gather the paper that I want. Okay, so I had this really lovely thick envelope. So I've cut it down. It's got a nice big pocket there. And so I just slit the top there. So we'd have a pocket that way. Cut down some of this wrapping paper. This one's a bit shorter, but I left it wide. I think I might sew it round so it's a pocket. Got those lined sheets. That brown paper packaging I had, I cut it down to make quite a few sheets of this. And then I pulled out some of my dyed paper. So I've got a nice 120 GSM coffee dyed there. I've got avocado dyed, I think that's 120 as well, and that one. And then this is cabbage dyed, that's a thick one, that's 120. I think this is normal copy of paper. And I thought what I'd do is I might make pockets out of these. So I'm thinking, so I want it 6 9/8, so it's gonna be quite deep for a pocket. So I will cut it down a little bit, I think. Let's just see what that's like on the score. Yeah, I could do a really deep pocket. Let's have a little, fold it in half. Because that would hold quite a bit. It's nice and thick. Might just trim a little bit off because that's a bit rough. So let's trim a little tad off there. So yeah, it's not very straight, Jed. What did you do wrong? That's better. It's now straight. And I will take, I'll use my trimmer. I'm just going to take a really small sliver off. Oh, I can't do it, that trimmer's too short. Just use my long scissors. Crash bangedy wallop. Just to take the bulk out. Yeah. So that, well, those ends won't stick out quite so much when they're stuck down. And I might sew around it, and I might even fold them back. So what are we doing there? 1/2 inch? No, I might go 3/4 of an inch there. Fold them over. Now the pockets are getting shorter. There, I think that'll be cool. And bound to pick up all sorts of things. I know there's pockets in the cover, but I think that will be quite good in a journal. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. So I'll get on and do these exactly the same. Okay, so I've done 3 and I actually think that's probably going to be enough. So I'm going to put those to one side. Quick tip, when you're slicing this, start at the fold end. Don't do what I did. I started at the other end and I've gone a little bit too far up. So I'm going to take a bit of packaging tape, I think, to mend that. Could use some washi. Oh, I've got some new washi, haven't I? Maybe I'll use some of my new washi. Not that you're really going to see it, but I got this in the sale, £2.50. What a bargain. It's not going to be seen, but I am going to use one of these thick ones. I'm going to use one of the ones that I can't imagine that I'd use too much. I really like this middle row, and I quite like them. I'm not all Union Jacky, to be honest. So, yeah, I did think when I looked at these, I use washi tape sometimes for sticking dies down when I'm die cutting. You know, things that you want a temporary hold with, and things like this where it's not going to get seen. Sort of ideal, really. So just want to go across that gap there. So that's not going to get seen. A little bit there at the bottom, to be fair. A little bit there at the bottom's going to get seen. Right, let's have a pink one then. Let's put a bit pinkish just up that centre bit that's going to get seen. Yeah, that's a bit better. And then on this side, just got that a little bit down there. Got pink. What about that? What about if I just stick that along the bottom of the page? Kind of looks like it's meant to be there, doesn't it? That'll be fine. Get rid of those bits. So then if we bone folded that, I haven't glued. I normally, with washi tape, do glue it down, but it's just really for that section there. So I think we'll be all right. Just don't want the rip to rip anymore, really. So there. I'll be fine. So I'm thinking I've probably got enough papers. Not used any book papers or anything in this. I did think I might put some music sheets in there because travelling we do like to listen to a bit of music. I might put a bit more lined paper in there. Just gonna throw it together. So that's like that. Let's just have a little look, see what it's like in there. Yeah, actually, it could probably go a little bit thicker, but it would go thicker as I'm going to add sort of things to it. So need to cover, and I've got to decide about making that a bit more even there, which I need to do before I sew pockets. I want to sew around these, I think. I want to cover that envelope a bit. So I'm thinking I am going to just get a music sheet, and maybe a book sheet, because it just won't be a junk journal, I don't think, without some book pages. That's just how I'm feeling. But that is a nice little bit of rubbish sorting out there, bit of junk, getting the junk back into junk journaling. And then for the cover, I thought I'd use this bag. I thought it is wider than required, but you want your cover to be a little bit wider, don't you? It is certainly taller than required, but I thought I could turn it up and make a pocket on the inside of the cover. So that is what I'm thinking. So I'm just gonna open it up. Because that was what I thought this would just be really nice. And we're going on holiday to a tropical island, so I just thought it'd be quite cool to have that as the cover. So what I'm going to do is open that up like that, and I'm going to get my big guillotine out and lob that. I'm thinking this will go through all this, so just take that, that's all that bottom bit off there. That has worked. I'm gonna go down the side here. I'm gonna go from the top actually, and then that will open that bit. If I just take smallest sliver off the side there, and then the smallest sliver off that side, and that opens up my bag completely. So we've got our front bit. That one's a bit ripped, so I might use this side for the front. That's where the seam bit is, but that's okay. So obviously these bits will not get chucked. So I want to try and take that away. I want to try and get this off without doing too much damage, because this is going to be on the inside. So can't find the little pokey tool that I'm looking for that's got a flat edge. So let's take that bit off first. Let's go one layer at a time. Use my ruler along where that seam is. Take that off. All right. Oh, now that's coming out. Marvellous. Oh, that's coming out. It's taken a little bit this off, I think. Well, actually, I think it's leaving some of this behind as opposed to taking this up, so that's ideal. There. Right, so that's what we've got there. So let's just neaten the top off. fold it over. I'm gonna, I like a straight edged folder. I'm gonna just check I haven't cut too much off it. Yeah, it's 8.5, so that'll be perfect for an extra bit on the width. So I'm going to use, I've got a little ridge here, so I can butt this up. So this can get folded, and I'm a bit disappointed that he's not on the front, I have to say, but there's nothing I can do about that. Even if I use the other one, he would not be on the front. So give that a nice good burnish. So it's nice and thick as well, and we've got that double thickness there. So I would normally, the cover would be ever so slightly taller, but it can't be because of getting through those holes I've made, so I might have to just trim the pages down ever so slightly. We shall see. So that's my idea, is to have these pockets on the cover. That's cool. I know the foliage is upside down, but I don't think that matters. Doesn't matter at all, not to me anyway. Do I want a bit folded back? No, because that's doubled there. So I'm thinking that it's obviously going to get, I'm going to sew it. So let's just see how that is going to be in there. I think the colours go nicely. Yeah. Nice little chunky notepad. So I'm going to get, do I want anything else? Let's just have a look. So that's the cover. Bit of a pocket going on there. So how many pages we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Why are you not going through to the other side? Start again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 28 and 28 is 56, isn't it? So that's like 56 sheets in there. That's quite a sizable notepad. So we've got pocket. There's 2 pockets in it. 3 pockets. 4 pockets. 5 pockets. That's going to be a pocket 6. So 6 and 6, that'd be 12. So that's 12 pockets plus what's in this cover bit. I can still read Take Me With You. Yep. I think that will do, actually. I think. So what I want to do is decorate the envelope. a little bit, and sew round some of the pages. So this is the first thing that needs doing. I might get a couple of extra lined paper out. I'll do those off camera, and I might bung that one in the centre because I don't want lined in the centre. So we've got that there, we've got that there. So I just want to decorate this a bit. I've got some scraps I could decorate with that didn't quite cut up. I've got this lovely tissue. That's quite nice, isn't it? Put a bit of tissue on it, and then it's not actually acting much bulk, is it? No, it's not, Jez. So I'm thinking, always a dangerous thing, that if it's tissue, I might just put glue stick on it. Still got the sellotape on there, which is fine. So let me see if I'm not going up the centre bit. Checking I am still filming. So lots and lots of glue stick. Right. I'm going to put it right up to the edge. Yeah. I'm going to overlap it. I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it. Yeah. Give it a good spread there with my bone folder. Oh, but you know, watch yourself. Oh, Jez. Well, I'm going to have to stick something on that, aren't I? Cover it up. Absolute Burke. So I'm going to cut. And I've cut me Teflon. Oh, I can't believe I did that. I was thinking, oh, that seems rather thick. If we're going through a bit of tissue, I was cutting me mat. Right. Oh, I can't believe I did that, but I think I will stick something on that. So we're all right. Let's not panic. So it's a very thick envelope. So that's why I didn't really want to add much bulk to it. Okay. So I'm going to continue like that, and then I'll get back to you when it's done. Okay, so I've covered all 4 sides. That's a single piece there. When I did my second side, I managed to rip that as well. So yeah. So that's a pocket there, and that's a pocket there. I'm going to cover this up. I thought I'm going to cover it with some writing space. So that is what I've decided. So these are bits that were left over from when I trimmed down the file paper. I've got a new rip ruler. There were 3. And what I didn't realise, they were all identical. So I've got 2 to give away. So this gives it a nice sort of deckled edge down there. So yeah, it's quite happy. It wasn't very expensive, but I did imagine that I would get 3 different ones. Now I want to do little thumb holes in the top there. Oh, there's me. There, I've got a 1-inch circle punch. Would that be enough? Actually, no. That's why I was reaching up there, because I was thinking there, 1 1/4. I'll do. So I'm thinking that I'm going to stagger them so that each side will have a thumb hole, but they'll be in different positions. So I'm going to go there so that I know, and then on the other side I might use a smaller one on the other side, so that will be a thumb hole. So it will look like that on this side and like that on this side. Yep, liking that. Not very straight across the top there, but that's because I cut it. And I'm wondering if I put it on my trimmer, can I straighten it up a bit? Because it'll only annoy me forevermore. So let me put this on the trimmer. I'm going to put it on the bottom to line it up. I think that's straighten up a bit more. It's not really. I think what it is the tartan's not straight, so it's giving it the illusion of it not being straight when it actually is. Right, so I wanted them holes to be put in so that I could see where to add my little bits of paper. So they're just going to get glued in place on there. I'm thinking I might stamp something on them. Right, so I've got this new stamp set. So I thought I'd use these, brand new in the new Stampin' Up catalogue that went live. I think this is coming out Friday, so it would have been yesterday, but in reality it's tomorrow. So yeah, let me just get something to stamp on, because I'm going to go off the edge. There we go. I'm going to use Night of Navy because there's blue. I'm going to do a different one on each one. So I'm just going to put it on the edge. So it's got a bit of interest instead of being just a boring bit of paper. Yeah. So I'll put one of these on each one. And I was thinking that I would stamp for decorating on this journal. So just gonna glue this in place, and this might encourage me to do our little trips away straight away, having this little wallet. Oh, the other thing I was going to do before I stuck that down was I was going to put a bit of washi tape on the edge there, because it's just looking a bit rough. Could put some dark tartan on it, or I could just go plain. I'm not going to put glue on it, it's just really so I don't see that rough edge. Don't want to cover any of the sheet I've just put on either. That'll be fine. There, so I'm going to have more on this side, but it's okay. It was just the way the edges were looking. I didn't like it. I didn't cut that very well, did I? No, you didn't, Jess. Didn't at all. And then I'll cut a bit off the bottom. I did think I'd put them along the bottom as well, because the bottom doesn't look great. Just neaten it up a little bit. I might. No, I'm not. What I'm going to do is I'll probably put a covered paper clip over this. So I'm not going to cover the edges of that. But I might cover the edges of this, because that's a bit messy. So we'll just go along the top there. Yeah, that is okay. So I'll just stick the other ones down, and that's it done. So that's the envelope done. Right, I'm going to put this between two bits of brown paper. And I've got a couple of extra of these sheets to slot in. I've just checked, and actually this has been over an hour so far. I'll probably do some editing to get it to under the hour. So I'm going to have a part 2 of this. So I'm going to, in part 2, I'll get the pages stamped and decorated, and then we can sew it. I want to sew around these bits, and then sew the signature properly so that it's ready in the book. And then I've got, obviously, I'm going to make some tags, which again I'm going to make out of junk. So yeah, we'll do that in part 2, but I reckon, you know, a couple of hours to make a little journal like this, not bad. So very happy with the way it is. Do join me next time when we'll finish it off. Okay, bye for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe.